on the foreign scene, we'll take a look at the failed assassination attempt on Trump. We have Republicans saying that first they impeached ex-president of the United States, Donald Trump, and next they indicted him, then they tried to lock him up, and now there is this assassination attempt on him that was only missed by an inch. The assassination attempt of Donald Trump has left chills in the air since Sunday. But one thing that can be sure is the fact that the assassin in question couldn't have been working alone. An individual could not just think of killing an ex-POTUS all by himself at his political campaign where he has a lot of security, if he doesn't have backing, or at least if he wasn't sure of an infiltration within Donald Trump's security on his side. These and many more are the speculations and thoughts going on around the minds of mostly Republicans and other Americans who were concerned. Because as the news has it, the police at the campaign ground were alerted of the presence of someone carrying an arm and had no sense of urgency to protect the president, not until the shots were fired and missed.
Talk of where we are, how we go forward from here. Thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. I spoke with him last night. I'm grateful. He's doing well, and Jill and I keep him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, a hero, sheltering his family from those bullets. We should all hold his family and all those injured in our prayers. Earlier today, I spoke about an ongoing investigation. We do not know the motive of the shooter yet. We don't know his opinions or affiliations. We don't know whether he had help or support, or if he communicated with anyone else. Law enforcement professionals, as I speak, are investigating those questions. Tonight, I want to speak to what we do know. A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America.
Yes, indeed, we cannot and must not go down that road, according to the current president of America. They cannot go down that road where someone is not free to express whom they choose to vote for, the support for that person. But then what makes this case worse is how the assassin was killed on the spot by the Secret Service without giving any chance for temporarily neutralizing for interrogations. An act that has sent quite an air of suspicion amongst Americans and the entire world. The person given the instruction to kill the assassin and did so has only done a service to those who sent him. Of course, that is what we'll call an adrenaline rush to save the campaigning ex-president Donald Trump. But then he has only done a service to those who sent the assassin, or if the assassin was working alone, no information will be able to be gotten from him. The shoot on sight. Well, for such a globally significant assassination attempt, neutralizing the assassin without killing him would have been the first approach for interrogations for such a threat during a political campaign. There's been a whole lot of different perspectives since the attempt, some very logical, some factual, from witness, others speculation. But in all, it is such a relief that ex-president Donald Trump is still alive, hale and hearty. God bless America indeed. Well, away from the chilling assassination attempt on Trump, Biden's political challenge changes in an instant. President Joe Biden was bracing for a week of political onslaught. More Democratic lawmakers were expected to publicly call on him to drop out of the 2024 race. A grueling campaign scheduled would put his stamina on display, and a high-stakes TV interview was sure to once again spotlight questions about his age, health, and fitness to serve a second term. When gunshots rang out at a Donald Trump political rally in Butler, Pennsylvania Saturday evening, much of that appeared to change. At least for a brief moment, politics largely came to a halt as bipartisan calls condemning the horrific attack on Trump poured in from all corners of the country. The Biden campaign immediately paused TV ads and political communications, and the White House would also postpone the president's trip to Monday to Texas, where he had planned to attend a fundraiser. He also addressed the nation from the Oval Office, calling for a lowering of the political temperature. Meanwhile, Trump selected Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, a critic turned ally, as running mate after a late-minute push from Sun. Donald Trump has named U.S. Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate, further elevating the Ohio Republican who has adopted the former president's populist agenda after years of pointed criticism of Trump. After lengthy deliberations and thought, and considering the tremendous talents of many others, I have decided that the person best suited to assume the position of Vice President of the United States is Senator J.D. Vance of the great state of Ohio. Trump said these words on his Truth Social platform. Now, Trump's election came on the first day of the Republican National Convention and just 2 days after he survived an assassination attempt at his campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, over the weekend. Now, on the floor of the convention, shortly after news of Vance's election broke, delegates celebrating the party's ticket were writing Vance's name on top Trump signs using markers. Well, away from the United States, Lamy urges immediate ceasefire during Israel visit. David Lamy has called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza during his first visit to Israel and the Palestinian territories as foreign secretaries. He says, "I am here to push for a ceasefire. The loss of life over the last few months is horrendous. It has to stop." And these were his words. Mr. Lamy also urged the release of all hostages held in Gaza and an increase in the flow of aid to the territory. The newly appointed minister held talks with Israeli Prime Minister